Hey, C2E2, we are all still here, enjoying ourselves as the con comes down to its last couple of hours, but we're so thrilled to have you guys here, out in front of us. Hello, everyone. Who's Firefly fans?
Plans.
All of you should be.
Plans. Yeah.
All of you, all of you, all of you. Hopefully, tons of you from home watching us on the live stream, but my name is Tara Bennett, and I'm a senior editor and producer here for SYFY Wire, and I'm absolutely thrilled to have my two guests with me today because we are all great big Firefly nerds.
Oh my God, yeah.
I know. So my cred is that I co-wrote the Firefly Companions, all three of them, but their cred is super awesome. So what?
Yeah. Who am I?
Tell me when you started.
Started
Your fandom, and obviously we know who you're cosplaying. So
I'm Ask Kaylee Fry, which is me everywhere online. If you Google Ask Kaylee Fry, like, you can find me in all of the places. And I've been doing Kaylee since 2012.
Ooh.
New York Comic Con was the first time I did it because people told me for years that I looked so much like her.
Legit.
That I was like, I'll appease the masses, I guess. And no, it was great. It was fantastic.
Stop fighting it. Just do it.
Just accept it. And since then, like I watched the show before that because I don't want to cosplay somebody who I don't know who it is. I want to be able to get in character. And I watched the show and I was hooked. Like, how can you not be? It's so great.
Oh, it's such a great show.
But yeah.
Yeah, 2012 was actually where we met.
Yeah.
I was debuting this Mal costume, but I've actually been in the Firefly fandom since 2006. When the movie came out, I was at a release party for the DVD because my stepbrother made me and my entire family watch the series going up to the release party and then the movie, and we had a ton of fun.
And now you are a great example of how this fandom has remained as strong as it has for 16 years, is that there is this element to Firefly that I think is so unique, and you agree with me or not, or your own experiences, just in terms of there's this kind of evangelical kind of aspect to, once you've seen it, you now have to make everybody that you know you can talk and have great conversations, watch it, love it, and then it creates this. For 16 years, this is usually the place where you're like, Firefly, but it's like, it just keeps renewing itself.
Well, it has to be fandom generated because the way it was billed originally was as a space sitcom.
Right?
It was billed as a comedy.
Yes,
It's
run
really
out of
not
order,
that
you know, all
at
of it.
all.
Yeah, no,
so it was all word of mouth when it first started, and since then, people have just kind of kept going with word of mouth, and it's been a beautiful, beautiful virus.
Absolutely. So what is the things, you know, since you guys are obviously love it, you cosplay, so just in how you look, you're, you know, pushing it out to the masses to ask or find your other Browncoats out there that immediately
I don't feel like there are casual fans of Firefly.
No, there are.
I feel like people who love Firefly, like, love Firefly.
You were in it. You were in it. But what are the things that, as a community, because you guys are both involved with a lot of communities around this fandom, so what are the things that you have seen grow and that you guys yourselves are letting people know are out there, so that like-minded fans that want to be able to talk about the show, cosplay about the show, create other creative ventures around the show, what are the things that you're seeing and that you guys are also helping put out in the world?
I mean, the first thing was really the comics.
Yeah, the comics are a really great continuation of the series. We like to say that it's the season 2 we never got.
Yes.
Because
well, and also because people are always like, well, what is the deal with Shepherd Book? Like, what is the deal with this? We never found out this secret thing. And it's like,
all those one-offs that we wanted to see in the show that
there.
are on paper
What's
now.
River going to do now that she's self-actualized and she understands her trauma?
Yes, which is
like,
so great.
They're out there. And it's always so shocking to me when people are like, we never know what happened. I'm like, you do. You just have to
have it. It's in print form. It's right there. Go to like Forbidden Planet.
And they're beautiful comics
They're beautifully
too.
illustrated. A lot of the original writers who have created the arcs or participated
in it. And I love that Zach Whedon has joined in. He was the self-proclaimed not a nerd of the Whedon trilogy, and then trio.
Yes.
And then he went and wrote the comics, and now he's one of us.
No, he's totally in it now.
Oh, they're so fantastic.
It's the pod people. We'll bring them in.
And they've happened, like, there were a bunch of one-offs, and then they started doing the miniseries thing too, where we had, what was the first?
The first one was Leaves on the Wind.
Leaves on the Wind, which was a 6-issue miniseries, and then there was No Power in the Verse,
which is another 6-issue miniseries.
So that we had, like, contained entire stories.
Yeah, we had entire arcs.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And they're great. They're beautiful.
And now we've got the novelizations Titan, who's always been the company that did the companion books that I worked with, but then also the comic books.
I live and die by those companion books, by the way. I have like the collector's edition displayed in my little glass shelf. I have all 3 of the paperbacks.
That
They're
makes
like
me super
incredible.
happy.
They're my
I
favorite.
actually saw somebody randomly in an elevator with the book, and it's like, I was like, I co-wrote that. Only because I just love seeing people still buying those books.
Yeah.
That's the greatest thing when you know that there is a fandom that's out there still buying them, reading them. You know, so much fun to work on that project, but at the same time, that's the thing that keeps, you know, they keep reprinting them and collecting them in the anniversary edition, which is so great. But then, as we were saying, Titan now is doing novelizations, which Joss Whedon has come back for, and he is kind of executive producing.
Well, it's his baby. Like
exactly.
He's always been. That's always been the thing of like no one else is ever going to direct Firefly. Like no one else is ever going to make Firefly because he wants that control of it. He wants this world that he built.
Yeah,
so they weren't even allowed to improvise on set. It was so controlled and so perfectly, like meticulously manicured.
Yep.
Yeah.
He is a read my script exactly as I
Live
wrote
by
it
the
kind of
script.
guy.
So the books. What do you know about
The books.
You know more
the
than I
first
do.
one's due out in October, and by
Nancy
Nancy
Holder.
Holder.
She actually,
Yes.
so you know the Buffy fandom.
Yes, she does the
has
Buffy
written
books.
Tons of those.
Yes, I've read a few of them. They look really fantastic, and I think one of them is going to be set pre-Serenity.
Yeah.
So that we have Wash lives, #Wash lives.
Oh, Wash.
And the first one's going to be called The Big Damn Heroes.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be some kind of like they get kidnapped by resentful browncoats who are not happy that the Independents lost the war. I mean, no one's happy about that.
No.
But
The
still.
Alliance is
They're a little
happy
bitter.
about that.
Well,
They're
screw
a little
that.
bitter. They're a little bitter into action. So also, you know, you guys. Tell me a little bit about what things that you wish. So we've got novelizations, we've got comic books that we love. Obviously, all of these wonderful actors are doing other things, which makes them busy.
Yeah.
But so as fans, what would you want to see in the future of your wish list? The continuation, you guys are in it, you see the fans, you talk to them. You guys all, you know, wish list the things that you'd like to do. What are the things that you hope that you could feasibly see in the future that would continue Firefly in any kind of
I have a good one.
Okay, can I say mine first?
Yes,
though?
go.
I have like 2 ways that I think I would like it to go that I feel like it could go while still being respectful of the original. Tons of people want an animated series and like
Yes. Wouldn't that be
voice
great?
acting. Like
That's a lot
nobody's
easier
too
than
busy
having
to
to-
do voice acting.
Yep.
In this day and age, so I feel like an animated series. Like bring Wash back. It could be more comedic. It could be like maybe even for a younger audience.
It could even be a sitcom.
It
It could be the sitcom that they originally
Fox.
thought. There you
There's
go.
your sitcom.
So that, or what has been really interesting and what I'd like to see, maybe not even as TV, but like as novelizations, I want to see more from the Alliance side.
Oh, that's interesting.
Like-
Yeah, they're still so very enigmatic. We don't
Yeah,
have
there's
a lot-
so many mysteries there, and there's so many things like who were the Hands of Blue? Like what's up with Blue Sun? Like what is all of that? And I'd love to see that explored deeper, like either in novelizations or like in I don't know, like radio plays. Is that a thing that anybody does anymore?
Podcasts. Podcasts are the new
Podcast.
radio plays.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There's really good radio play pod. Yeah.
Because I think there's so much to explore there.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so what's your thing?
My things are on a much smaller scale.
Okay.
Okay.
So I run a website called SYFY Firefly. That's not the full title, but like, you know what I mean.
Salty, but if you look it up, you'll know exactly what
You'll
it means.
find it. And what I do every year is I do an April Fool's prank of
Oh, and it was a
somehow.
good one
they
this
hate
year.
it.
Oh
They
my God.
always hate it.
You saw mine
I
this year?
saw yours.
This year I was really proud of that. So last year and this year, what I did were 2 things that I really wish would happen. Last year I did, oh, hey guys, there's going to be a web series tie-in with the comics. And I said Rosario Dawson would be playing a young Zoe with the Dust Devils.
I know, and you make it. Last year and
always
this year,
and it
it's
always
so
links to a Rick
accurate.
Always links to a Rickroll because
it's plausible.
I unironically love
And then
that
this
song.
year, tell us
This
about-
year, I was really proud of that. So this year, what I did was the new novels that are coming out, and with Nathan Fillion and Alan Tudyk doing more voice acting, I said that Nathan Fillion would be narrating the Audible editions of the new novels.
Yeah.
Which like that's not inconceivable.
That's not inconceivable. So,
So
hey,
first time I
Nathan
saw it, I
Fillion,
literally thought it was real, and then I was like, oh, I missed that, and then I
I'm so
went,
glad you
that's
saw-
cool, and
I've
then I
seen
went,
your
oh.
work. You've seen my work. It's a beautiful trait.
It's a
we have
beautiful.
going
It
on.
is all synergy, but well played because that was when I went, oh wow.
Well, and that's totally believable.
Why is that not
Totally
happening?
believable. I would absolutely love it if that happened. So like, hey, Nathan Fillion, I have no contacts with Audible. Hit Audible up. Don't hit me up. But hit me up for other things.
Someone
you know.
make that happen. Someone
Yeah.
add a panel featuring any of them.
Yeah.
Suggest it. That's a good. We were
Yeah.
talking about quality panel questions and sometimes
Yeah.
not so quality
Hey,
ones.
Nathan.
I think that's a good earworm for
Yeah.
someone to hear in a place
Hell
of
yeah.
power as
Oh,
a
yeah.
possibility.
So that actually makes me think of Firefly Online, because they were originally,
FFO.
if we're talking about like
Voice
acting, that was a thing. That's one of the things that fizzled. I think that's like one of the very few Firefly things besides the series that fizzled out.
Yeah.
All the actors got together and they did all the voice acting for the game. And this game was supposed to be humongous, a massive multiplayer online role-playing game set in the Firefly-verse where you
Right.
could play as the Alliance. It would
I'd like to see this, actually. That's another
know.
thing. I'd like to see that come to fruition.
It would have been so cool, and it just kind of went, punk.
And it did not
Almost
happen.
like Serenity.
It ran out of gas.
Oh!
Oh, well played, ladies. On that note, yeah, hopefully, you know, if there are elements of that and that can be resuscitated in some kind of way, that would be a really cool thing to kind of bring back, because there is so much digital community that I think would be so all over that, and you're seeing it with other licenses. So, like,
I still have the Cortex on my iPad.
nice, nice. Well, ladies, we could literally talk,
Forever.
no joke, for at
Forever.
least
16
another
years?
a long time, but it's been so great to talk to you, and it's
Yeah,
been so great to
absolutely.
see you out there still making sure the magic of Firefly is front and present in all of these kinds of events.
Staying
So thank
shiny,
you.
even?
Stay
Browncoats
shining.
forever.
Keep flying?
Keep flying.
Yes.
That's enough.
Mischief, mischief, mischief. Okay, all right. Thank you so much, guys. And
Thank
thank
you.
you guys for being here as we're getting ready up to wrap the show. We still have more awesome things for you to watch on the live stream. So if you are watching online, make sure you go to It's a Fan Thing with hashtag so you can see anything that you've missed, or you can let us know some things that you'd like to see or just feedback on what you've seen today. And coming up for our next panel, we've got the Webtoon creators, Katie Cook, Quimchi, and more. So make sure you stay for that, and we'll wrap this thing up together. Love, hugs, live streams, it's all good. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.